So now, ladies and gentlemen, live and in colour, it's Mr. Wayne Love Juice.
The other day I produced a Louis, had a chat with an interesting chappie who said that the YouTube algorithms really aren't that happy. If a channel only broadcasts once a week, so we decided we could text ya whenever we've got a piece of news in our new book on the track extra. Hello and welcome to another On the Track Extra. Richard and I are here again today, and I've got something that I really want to ask him about. It's one of the most enduring mysteries of European cryptozoology, and although it has not been seen for many centuries, it still fascinates people. Richard, what about the Beast of Gevaudan?
The Beast of Gevaudan is one of the most fascinating and well attested cases in the annals of cryptozoology. We know this occurred, all the records are there for it, all the contemporary records. We know this actually happened, even though it seems like the plot to a horror film. It all started in 1764 when a young girl attending a herd of cows was attacked by what she described as a monster, and the bulls charged it and drove it back into the forest. But a few days later, a girl with a flock of sheep was attacked, killed and devoured by this creature.
This was in France.
This was in Gevaudan, which is in southern central France. So began the 3-year nightmare for this region, Gevaudan, in which this creature that became known as the Beast of Gevaudan killed and ate something like 118 men, women and children, and also preyed on livestock. The creature would kill its victims, often carry them quite a long way, sometimes tear their heads off completely, devour the bodies. Now, the local people were used to wolves. This wasn't a wolf. Those who saw it said it was not a wolf, and the killing mode was not like that of a wolf. The creature was supposed to have been a sort of a reddish brown in colour, the size of a yearling calf, with a great broad head and large teeth, a long tail as thick as a man's arm with a tassel on the end, and great claws, and it made a strange moaning roar. When it attacked cows, it would leap on their back, bite into their neck and pull them down, and then kill them by biting into the neck and strangling them. Similarly, it would bite the necks of humans. It would attack them with its claws, pull them down and bite the necks. One victim actually survived, but was an imbecile for the rest of his life because he'd had the oxygen cut off to his brain. Other people managed to escape with scars. In one case, a young girl fended it off with a pike when it was attacking her livestock, and she became known as the Maid of Gevaudan, a local heroine. And in another case, a bunch of children saved one of their friends who was attacked by the beast by using pikes to drive it away, and the ringleader got a lot of money from the king and later became trained as a soldier. In another case, a woman saw her son be grabbed by this creature when it leapt from behind the garden wall, and she very bravely jumped onto its back. She described it as the size of a donkey. She jumped onto its back, reached round and grabbed its testicles and squeezed them in order to make it let go of the son. It let go of the son, turned round and slashed her head and completely scalped her with its enormous claws. And once again the king rewarded her with money. Unfortunately her son died. The king at the time sent out the best wolf hunters to go after it with dogs and guns, but the wolf dogs couldn't track it, mainly because it wasn't a wolf and they were trained at tracking wolves. And then he got his gun bearer to go after it, and he had no luck. He shot an enormous wolf that he claimed to be the Beast of Gevaudan, but those that saw it said that this wasn't the animal that had attacked them. They even had it stuffed and brought back to Versailles, where it was put on show as the beast, but it wasn't the beast because the killings continued after that. A innkeeper called Jean Chastel was supposed to have shot the beast as well, but what he shot was a large wolf-dog hybrid, which once again was not the Beast of Gevaudan. So let's take a look at it. A lot of the contemporary accounts were saved by a couple of monks who saved all the local writings about it and all the verbal accounts at the time. And an identikit can be made of the animal. It was much bigger than a wolf. It had this reddy brown fur, this long tail with a tassel. It had claws. It didn't attack just with teeth, it attacked with claws as well, which wolves don't do. It would attack very big prey, such as cows as well as human beings. It had this great broad head with teeth, and it roared. The Beast of Gevaudan, the thing that fits that identikit most is a maneless male lion. Now, not all lions have manes, and you might ask, well, wouldn't the people have known it to be a lion if they saw it? Well, at the time, most peasants had never seen a real lion. They might have seen drawings of them in storybooks where they would have had manes. Some male lions don't grow manes. The infamous man-eaters of Savo that terrorised the Savo railway construction workers were both maneless, two brother lions who had no manes.
First was in Kenya, wasn't it?
It was in Kenya,
yes. 1920s?
Yes. Yeah. In the film that they made on the Savo man-eaters, they gave them manes for some reason, but they were famously maneless male lions. The other question you might ask is, what is a lion doing in France? Well, at the time, this is before the French Revolution, the aristocracy had a fad for keeping private menageries. There was one at Versailles, and a lot of the big country estates had private menageries where they kept hyenas, tropical birds, bears, and big cats. And there was even a thriving market in exotic animals being provided for the aristocracy in 18th century France. And the Beast of Gevaudan is just the best known of a whole series of these beasts that were on the loose in France from the 17th to the 18th to the early 19th century. There was one in the Limousin region as well, which sounds very much like a lion or some sort of big cat. But if you go back and look through the annals, there are many reports of these beasts, these mystery beasts that turn up, kill livestock and sometimes kill humans, then vanish again. And the Beast of Gevaudan was just one of the most famous. So it was like the equivalent of the British big cats we get today. But thankfully, as far as I know, the British big cats have never eaten any people. But this was a big cat. It was a lion. So if you had a lion loose in the countryside in France in the 18th century, it would have certainly been taking human beings.
Wasn't there a hyena skull, a hyena pelt found in the archives relatively recently?
There was a hyena pelt found about 15-20 years ago, but that almost certainly came from a specimen that was held in captivity. It was one of the ones that was in one of these private menageries. I think it was at Versailles, but I can't be sure of that. It was a striped hyena. But the thing about that is hyenas kill with, like wolves, they kill with their teeth and jaws, they don't kill with claws. They don't make these huge leaps that the Beast of Gevaudan made. It was certainly a big cat, and it was almost certainly a maneless male lion.
And briefly, we're just running out of time now, but what about the movies that have been made about it?
Well, there was one film that sort of accidentally hit the nail on the head. It's called Brotherhood of the Wolf, and they have the beast as an actual lion, but in a costume to make it look weirder and with bulletproof armour. And it's been released by Jean Chastel, who shot the wolf dog hybrid. In the film, it's being used by him to terrorise the countryside.
There's nothing I can say to that, because that is completely wrong on every level apart from it being a lion. Thank you very much, Richard, for that. It's been one of those cases that's fascinated me for years, and it's the thing about doing these on-track extras that it gives us the chance to revisit these weird little one-off cases. And thank you for doing it this week, Rich. I'll be back in a week's time with another on the track extra. So until then, be seeing you.